Hello, everyone. My name is Wilson. I'm a professor at the Lee Kong Chian School of Medicine and the School of Biological Sciences. We are affiliated with both Nanyang Technological University and Imperial College London. I'm pleased to present on various opportunities for multi-party partnerships in the Singapore health and biomedical technology sector.
Nan,
Hi, can you
just
hear me?
come back. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
My talk
My
outline
talk
is
is
as follows.
done, so I just
I'll talk a little bit about myself and my research interests, education partnerships, where we have established precedents for industry collaboration in talent co-development. Next, I would like to introduce you to some of our research clusters and resources in LKC medicine. And finally, I would also like to introduce you to some resources and initiatives housed in NTU by partnering with us for product development and commercial acceleration. I'm just going to start with a short introduction of myself and my lab. I am an informatician by training. I did my PhD in computer science in Imperial College, graduated in 2014. Now, besides doing research, evidently, I do a lot of other stuff as well. Now, most of these roles converge on my interest in data science and bioinformatics, so somehow it is still tolerable. I work in issues of data governance and good research practices as the head of the office. I also serve as the academic lead for the data science research cluster and deal with graduate education. My lab is the Biodata Science and Education Laboratory, or BDSE for short. My last mission is to leverage on digital health, AI, and integrative approaches towards 4 Ps in healthcare. Prediction that covers diagnostics and prognostics, prevention of disease progression by early detection, personalization of cures and therapies using data-centric approaches, and practice in education when we focus on how to develop workplace-ready data scientists. Our interest range lies in the combination of statistics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and network theory. We build methods that can perform better statistical reasoning on data, improve feature engineering, and improve data quality. These in turn can be used on developing surveillance devices, diagnosis, personalized therapies, and drug development. We are particularly interested in 21st century diseases such as mental health, dementia, and cancer. Our lab has deep links with both companies and stat-bots. These include Straits Biopharma, Singapore Data Science Consortium, SG Innovates, and AI Singapore. Now, people are our team's primary resource. We have 4 senior researchers, including myself, 4 PhD students, 1 MSc researcher, 2 project officers, 1 associate, and 1 research assistant. We're also fortunate to have support from eminent computer scientists, Limson and Nicola. Limson is head of the computational biology program of NUS and a famous biomathematician. Nicola is one of the world's top AI experts and leads the Knowledge Engineering and Discovery Institute, or KEDRI for short. Now, one of my lab's current interests is in the development of personalized therapies using personalized AI models. This approach can be very powerful towards overcoming clinical heterogeneity issues, especially when there are different subpopulation etiologies driving the same outcome. Some of the methods that we're deploying and refining include the double-weighted k-nearest neighbors, or KNN, transductive neural fuzzy inference networks, and spiking neural networks for longitudinal data. To overcome issues of high dimensionality, noise, and to enforce a consistent representation of data, we also develop training features based on biological networks. Network-based feature engineering are techniques that pioneered during my PhD years, which have been shown to have powerful statistical properties. We will be applying these techniques in areas such as cancer and in mental health. I am also interested in developing powerful data processing and integration methods. Here is an example called the protection series, or data protection series. So what does it protect data from? From waste, noise, and missingness. There are 3 algorithms in the protection series. The first is PROS, or the Proteome Support Vector Enrichment. This is an ensemble of SVMs that predicts missing proteins by integration of protein data with other modalities such as gene expression. PROS thus avoids wastage of gene expression data, which is a very common developed technology. But genes don't give you drug targets. Proteins do, and a lot of proteins cannot be observed using current technologies. The second technique is ProTrack, which stands for protein recovery. ProTrack can predict missing proteins and missing information using information from biological networks. ProTrack is very robust and can give stable predictions even as random noise is introduced into the data. In a recent benchmark of various network-based methods, ProTrack dominates every tested method so far due to its biologically coherent scoring approach. The final method project or protein inject is a complex scenario-based optimization algorithm for missing value imputation. It imputes missing data by making a decision on whether it thinks a missingness is due to chance or not, in which case it then creates a specialized reference distribution based on the most relevant observed variables. So far, there is only one other method in the field that can do this, known as KNN-TN or KNN truncation. Our various approaches, or rather our various benchmarks, have shown that project outperforms all known MVI methods and work for any kind of data, including genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics, and also for different kinds and combinations of missing data. This is a small fraction of research my lab does. So if you're keen to find out more, you may contact us or find out more using the links shown here. Now let's talk about talent co-development opportunities. But first, a shameless ad. So I also happen to run a top graduate program in biomedical data science. This program is now in its third intake. It is well supported by industry and agency. So if you're thinking of standing staff up for training and are expected to come back more skilled and knowledgeable, or you're thinking of a professional certification program for your organization, do let me know. I'd like to share with you NTU's 2025 vision. And as you can see here, education and innovation are amongst our core pillars. Under education, we are very keen to develop future-ready or workplace-ready graduates. I believe that collaboration with industry is the way forward, but I am not merely asking you to do my job. Co-training the students who would one day be your staff means you get them the way you want. It also allows us as professors and industry leaders to build closer working ties and tap on our respective strengths. So here's one way we think it can work out. There is a gap between coursework and internships that can be addressed by academic industry collaboration, and this gap can be addressed by a multi-pronged approach. Some of these multi-pronged approaches may be light workshops and case studies, or it can be a high involvement where you and I work together to build a whole course or even a whole program. We are very flexible. We understand you have different needs, and so we set different expectations and strategies for different courses and partners. So here's an example of a light involvement. So someone like myself could teach 10 weeks worth of content, and the industry partner can provide case studies and facilitation for the remaining 3 weeks. This connects theory to application. And through this process, companies can get some airtime to engage students, and more importantly, to help would-be employees understand the company's needs and challenges. And of course, you can always invite the student to join the company if they're good. Here is an example of a heavier involvement. So this is BS6206, Experiential Data Science, a course that I have been running with QB since 2020. So in this course, we train the students in practical data science via 2 case studies over the semester. Students make 4 presentations, 2 internal and 2 to the client. Throughout this intensive training process, students are asked to put themselves into the seats of the data scientist and the management consultant. Needless to say, it is very intensive and grueling, but we, the mentors, have great fun running this course. And so far, client feedback has also been very positive. Such programs spawn great talents, and so this is the batch that just graduated. All of them were snatched up before they officially passed. Half went to industry, mostly to Huawei, and the other half went to academia, winning prestigious scholarships, including one to Cambridge. So this industry collaborative model is very successful, and in recent times, I have scaled up to include both undergraduate and graduate education programs. And here are some of the companies that we are currently engaging. And of course, we are hoping that more can come on board as well. We also have our own NTU Careers and Attachment Office, or CAO. They have repositioned themselves, realizing the value of collaboration in education and training instead of merely acting as an internship broker. So in NTU Edge, companies are partnered to provide business mini projects over a 10-week remote learning arrangement. Experiential learning is a pilot scheme covering a variety of practical learning opportunities, including hackathons, visiting, and shadowing. To sum up, NTU prides itself on its educational and training excellence. We would love to work with you on our new initiatives. To find out more, you can write to me or Shen Yong here. And for connections with our Careers and Attachments Office, you can connect with Rachel and Corinne. We now cover research partnerships. So LKC Medicine has a very vibrant and rigorous research program comprising 5 vertical themes and 3 horizontal layers. These directly address Singapore's healthcare challenges of tomorrow, including caring for its rapidly aging population. If you have interest in mental health, nutrition, population health, infectious disease, and wound repair, LKC has many world-class talents which can be tapped upon. Our philosophy towards research is that we recognize the interconnectedness of biosystems and the environment. It is therefore critical that we seek holistic understanding via interdisciplinary research and engagement with various partners. But most importantly, we seek impact in what we do. It is not good enough if we just end off our work in a prestigious publication. We also hope that one day our work will one day become cures and help people. This means engagement with non-research players is very vital. This includes government agencies, stat boards, and of course, industry partners. Indeed, we are making splashes in our research. Here is one recent example in digital health where Professor Joseph Carr developed a new machine learning algorithm that can screen for depression using wearable data. In another high-profile example, we can see the development of surface-enhanced Raman scattering, or SERS, that can perform rapid COVID detection and also predict miscarriage risk. We have also recently set up a Center for Biomedical Informatics. This is sometimes referred to as the Data Science Core. The core is open for collaborations with industry partners, especially for those who are keen to do rapid development or have short-term needs which do not justify hiring or establishing a full in-house team. We now come to the last part, which is on partnerships. Now, although I do meet a lot of industry friends and partners, I am sadly not myself deeply involved in innovation and entrepreneurship, or I&E. In fact, we have our own I&E office helmed by Professor Ian Chu. This office is meant to help researchers identify and develop opportunities to commercialize new findings. If there are research themes in LKC that you think are interesting and you're looking for commercializable opportunities, I highly recommend contacting Yan. And of course, we should not forget NTU's Intuitive, which is our innovation and enterprise company. Intuitive supports university IP, innovation, entrepreneurship, and commercialization efforts. They also have various national level initiatives if you are keen. I would like to end off by saying that there will be even more opportunities for industry collaboration and partnerships. The first is Health City Novena, of which LKC Medicine is a pillar, and which will serve as a hub for biomedical collaborations right in the heart of the city. People often like to say that NTU is very inaccessible, being on the far west of Singapore. Hopefully, this will change when the new train lines come in the next few years, and of course, when the area around us starts to develop into the intended innovation district. There is much to look forward to. And with this, thank you so much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thanks again. Thanks again, Prof. Wilson. We have one question. What are some challenges when working with industry partners on research topics? Do you want to take that?
Okay, so I have mostly engaged industry partners in affairs of education rather than co-product development. But I guess there are some rather common issues, especially when it comes to data protection, non-disclosures, and of course, issues of trust as well. We have had several students who were actually partnered or sent off to some companies, mostly through our partner, AIxImpact, under their summation scheme. So in these programs, the students are actually being paid and treated as full-time staffers, to perform deep tech development in those companies directly. And in return, the company basically, will gain the product, but also have the potential, to gain these students as hires. Now, this has not always been very successful. In many cases, I think there is still a communication gap between the training that we give to the students and what is expected of them when they move on to the companies per se. And I think this is also one really important reason why we as academics, and of course with the industry leaders, we need to work more closely together in joint partnerships and also joint training as well.
Understood. Makes a lot of sense. Thanks again, Prof. Wilson.